For billions of years, the sun has towered out of reach, an unapproachable furnace of light and plasma that dominates the solar system with unyielding authority. Its solar wind, a merciless tempest of charged particles, has sculpted planets, cut magnetic fields, and stamped out the outer boundary of our galactic home. Nothing had ever defied it, until now. Initial readings by NASA's Parker Solar Probe and the European Solar Orbiter were something that went against reason, an inexplicable distortion far into the solar wind. Plasma streams that should have moved in straight, linear courses were bending, curving, as if with an invisible hand. The sequence was not random, it had rhythm, symmetry, and order. And at its core was something nobody anticipated, 3 Atlas, a tiny, icy traveler coming from the dark recesses of interstellar space. Initially, astronomers wrote it off as mere another benign visitor, no better or worse than Oumuamua or Borisov that preceded it. But 3 Atlas was not an ordinary comet. It did not simply reflect light, it modulated it. Its luminosity fluctuated in exact periods, as if it was reacting to an unseen frequency. When the James Webb Space Telescope was pointed at it, the returns were like nothing anyone had ever seen. 3 Atlas wasn't merely responding to light, it appeared to be talking to it. The solar wind curved around it, and the plasma around it curved as if under its command. Even the sun itself seemed to react, pulsating in sync with this enigmatic interstellar visitor. Some physicists called it an anomaly. Others spoke in hushed tones of something much more disturbing, a technology that can manipulate a star. If 3 Atlas actually could control the solar wind, then someplace, somewhere, knows the language of the sun better than we do. And now the question that keeps every scientist up at night remains, is 3 Atlas some sort of natural phenomenon outside our knowledge base, or a piece of intelligence redefining the laws of physics on live television? It started with a ripple, not in light, but in plasma. Deep within the fiery edge of the sun's corona, NASA's Parker Solar Probe picked up something no one was expecting. Its data stream seemed off. The solar wind, that perpetual flood of charged particles, was not flowing as it should. Instead of moving outward in a steady, even pattern, it was curving, twisting, as if drawn by an unseen force. Early on, scientists blamed a calibration error or some sort of background noise. But when the European Space Agency's Solar Orbiter, which is millions of kilometers away, captured the same anomaly, any hesitation was gone. 2 distinct spacecraft, many kilometers apart, had both recorded the same impossible pattern. Something was physically bending the solar wind. NASA and ESA analysts were amazed. The plasma was not disordered, it was exquisitely ordered, curving around a crisp, symmetrical axis. That level of accuracy just doesn't occur in natural solar activity. Comparing the data identified the culprit, a solitary traveling body, 3 Atlas, entering the inner solar system. The finding shocked the scientific community to its core. For the first time ever, the sun, our constant companion, was responding to something outside itself. A flow of subatomic particles moving at close to 400 kilometers per second was being curved into elegant bows by some unseen force. No comet, asteroid, or planet ever had. Simulations could not reproduce the readings. In some way, something smaller than a moon, a splinter from another stellar system, was reconfiguring the solar wind itself. Most scientists held out that it had to be some new form of plasma interaction. But others mentioned a more sinister possibility. What if 3 Atlas was not bending the wind inadvertently, but on purpose? As the Parker Probe and Solar Orbiter sent back more data, the James Webb Space Telescope was called in to investigate. Its unparalleled infrared sensitivity was able to perceive details no probe could detect. When its sensors trained on 3 Atlas, the mystery only grew deeper. The telescope did not just capture reflected sunlight, it was picking up modulated light, fluctuating in exact, rhythmic ways. It was not the flicker of a rotating comet or plumes of vapor. It resembled a beacon, light flashing with intent. Webb spectrometers detected oscillations recurring every few minutes, too repetitive to occur naturally, too ordered to be random. 3 Atlas was selectively absorbing and radiating light, changing brightness and frequency as if attuned to a wavelength. It wasn't simply lit by the sun, it was reacting to it. More surreal, curvature of the plasma around it mirrored these fluctuations exactly. As the object intensified, plasma distortion increased. As it decreased, the pattern dissipated. Light and plasma were traveling together in harmony, a flawless synchrony. Scientists matched the data against known phenomena in stars, magnetic reconnections, plasma instabilities, pulsations, but none of it fit. The actions were intentional. Slowly, one horrifying conclusion formed: 3 Atlas wasn't bouncing sunlight off anything, 3 Atlas was modulating it. The possibility was huge. If this modulation was being done deliberately, then the object wasn't an errant rock, it was acting like a machine, one that was capable of sensing and controlling electromagnetic energy. Within the data was a recurring rhythm, a spectral pulse every 4.3 seconds, slight but unmistakable, like a heartbeat ringing out in the emptiness. It was not a natural frequency. It was programmed. For the first time, Humanely Telescope was no longer just watching the universe, it was being watched in return. 3 Atlas was not challenging the sun's laws, it may have been talking back to it. When Parker transmitted its second round of readings, the discovery was unmistakable. The solar wind, moving outward at almost 400 kilometers per second, was curving, flowing easily around 1.3 Atlas. On computer models, the linear solar wind lines curved neatly around the object like stream ribbons. Nature should not do this. Radiation pressure compresses dust, it doesn't shape magnetic plasma. To curve the solar wind would take a force of monumental accuracy. Scientists guessed outgassing jets or local magnetic activity, but these did not account for the perfect symmetry. Parker and the orbiter both verified the same mirror-like deflection, establishing that it wasn't an illusion of the sensors. The energy needed was staggering, on a scale with a small star. The curvature was so ordered that it created a symmetrical magnetic torus, a structured halo around the object. Whatever encircled 3 Atlas wasn't randomness, it was order, a structure that dynamically adapted to solar activity. The sun's plasma wasn't being repelled but channeled, as if traveling through hidden conduits. And it did so with breathtaking stability, unruffled even by solar flares. The meaning sent a shiver down every researcher's spine. The sun, the most potent force in our system, was curving around something smaller than a city. As 3 Atlas moved further into the solar system, its behavior became even more baffling. The brightness of a comet typically fluctuates haphazardly, but this thing's light pulsed with precise, identical intervals. It was running on a clock. Infrared observations by Webb showed something even stranger. It was capturing solar radiation and re-releasing it in varied wavelengths, as if it were energy conversion. When the sun became brighter, the object's reflected light decreased, suggesting an internal energy process rather than reflection. Unlike the wild acceleration of Oumuamua or the traditional comet tail of Borisov, 3 Atlas was steady, rhythmic, intentional. Its light mimicked an algorithm, a cycle of energy intake, storage, and release, timed in microsecond increments. Researchers called it a cosmic heartbeat. If this is the case, the materials that made up 3 Atlas would have properties well beyond our science: superconductive, photon-sensitive materials that could regulate electromagnetic energy. NASA and ESA contrasted the pulses with solar magnetic fluctuations, and got a match. The object's oscillations perfectly coincided with the sun's magnetic oscillations, as if the two were directly communicating. Natural plasma resonance could not account for it. The lone conclusion remaining was chilling: 3 Atlas wasn't weathering the sun, it was tapping into it. This resulted in a radical theory: if 3 Atlas was deflecting the solar wind, it was absorbing light, and it was creating magnetic fields. Perhaps it wasn't a comet. Perhaps it was constructed. The information indicated that it had an electromagnetic shield, an active plasma redirection system operating intentionally. To do that, it would have to create a magnetic field capable of deflecting high-energy particles, something no natural body could manage. In theory, such a system might be able to convert sunlight into electromagnetic energy, generating a magnetic cocoon to repel the solar wind. Simulations made it possible only if the object used billions of watts, although the levels of energy Webb and Parker measured were of that scale to the very digit. Each burst of light corresponded to amplified plasma bending, a living feedback loop, control, energy, light. They compared the data to hypothetical technologies, solar sails, plasma drives, magnetic shielding, but nothing could compare. The activity was beyond anything humans could design. Others came to regard 3 Atlas not as wreckage, but as a probe, a remnant of civilization so advanced it was able to sail on the stellar winds. If it was true, then this wasn't its first voyage through a stellar system. It might have traveled for millennia, learning the light of innumerable suns. With mounting evidence, implications became impossible to discount. Plasma bending, rhythmic light absorption, electromagnetic shell, each was a signpost pointing toward control of stellar energy. To wrest and manipulate sunlight with such specificity would involve a level of knowledge that only a Type II civilization on the Kardashev scale might own, one that could harness the entire output of a star. Maybe 3 Atlas is a fragment, a self-contained probe living off the sun's radiation as energy. Or perhaps it's something greater, an independent being, mind beyond biological design, alive through magnetism and energy. If it is, what humanity saw wasn't technology, it was evolution. A creature conceived not of matter, but of light itself. And if that's the case, then 3 Atlas didn't arrive here by mistake. It arrived to watch. Maybe to remind us that intelligence doesn't die with biology, it comes to life in the stars. For centuries, humanity had assumed the sun to be the single force that would never give. But 3 Atlas demonstrated otherwise. It warped the solar wind. It soaked up and molded light. And in that dance between a dying piece of another world and our star, the universe responded. The cosmos, it appears, isn't quiet. It has thoughts and frequencies, it speaks in plasma, and it listens using light. Perhaps 3 Atlas wasn't a guest, but a message, a glimpse of what we could become when we learn not only to channel energy, but to embody it. Because in its quiet rebellion against the star's rage, 3 Atlas taught us the next level of being, where light and life are the same thing. And as it fades back into the starlight between them, it leaves behind a question that the human race will be asking for centuries to come. What if it has already passed beyond the confines of matter, existing as pure energy through the stars? Maybe the curving of the solar wind wasn't dominance, it was a welcome, a cosmic wave from something old and gentle, reminding us that the light we examine each day has always been looking back.